Yo, I just got expelled from North City Boys High School. Finally. Anyway, lowdown, I got expelled because I didn't attend for an extended period of time. I gave them a challenge to, try to get me back at school. They didn't do anything. They basically just passed the buck to my parents and was like, okay, it's on you now. And that was about it. Other things that happened in between me leaving the school and me getting expelled included, the first things that happened was I released 4 videos that have now been privated on my YouTube channel because I have looked through them and reconsidered that they contain a bit of more sensitive media of third parties that did not need to be involved, and I do not wish for harm to come to those people, because I know the Department of Education, if they had combed through the videos a little bit more carefully, would have gone and harassed those people. So I released 4 videos complaining about it. After the first video I released, I sent out a tweet, I attached the link to the video, and then I added the Department of Education. The next day, police and the ambulance and paramedics came to my place under the guise of a welfare check. Fuck you, Discord. Let me read the desktop audio. Give me a minute. There we go. Under the guise of a welfare check. Now, what did they mean by welfare check? It was a ask me about the video. Did you threaten to hurt anybody in that video? Are you going to take that video down? Why did you release the video? Are you feeling okay? What kind of drugs have you been taking prior to making that video? Who did you talk to before you made that video? Surprisingly, the answer to all of those was, I'm not under the influence of drugs, I am making this video of my own volition, and I have free speech in Australia. Well, I have a freedom to express myself, which I don't even know how they made it to my place, because somehow, state law doesn't override federal law in Australia, but the Department of Education can override federal law. I don't know how that pans out, but if you're gonna lie to the cops, at least make it a little bit less obvious, That's not a welfare check. That's write this kid off as crazy so we don't have to investigate these complaints. Fucking hurry up and write this kid off as crazy so we can get that stupid content taken down so we don't get in it, so we don't take any liability. Funnily enough, I'm not the average autistic kid that breaks down when authorities... Okay, it's not fair to say average autistic kid, but I am not that sort of mentally disabled kid that breaks down whenever authorities question me. And I know what they were doing. They were trying to question me as intensely as they possibly could in order to try to get me to break and do whatever they wanted to. Which then leads me to the second video I made, which was the police the Department of Education's lapdogs, which is a little bit of a troll video. They didn't respond to that one, and I made 2 more videos after that, another 45-minute video and a 15-minute video. All of those videos have been privated, you can no longer view them, but they're still there in case they want to, go legal. So basically the last 2 videos was me barking up a tree and this girl was the Department of Education shivering up there with fright. I'm not gonna say the Department of Education was scared of me. I'm just gonna say that I'm proud. The way I acted in that situation was probably so average of a teenager that they didn't bother to respond. I don't know why they bothered to respond the first time, because somehow I'm a big enough of a PR risk to them the first time round, but not the other times. Or maybe that they knew that they wouldn't get anywhere and that they would get in a horrendous lot of trouble with the Australian public if they'd actually decided to pursue a prosecution for defamation of that from that video. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm pretty sure fix that camera for you YouTube video watchers. I have a really shitty Amazon camera and a really shitty $16 PC. Yeah, so I was barking up the wrong tree, and so what I did was I filed a complaint after that. After those 4 videos, shortly after, I filed a complaint. Actually, it wasn't shortly after. It was between the 3rd and the 4th video I filed a complaint. The 4th video was my response to that complaint, me reacting to that complaint, you know, reaction content. The email basically said, we're looking into it. Oh, by the way, we did nothing wrong. So, I can actually see if I can find that email right now for me to put up here for all of you guys. Because this is actually a pretty interesting one. There we go. And that's my thing linked. Okay. Complaint. This is the part. NSBHS complaint. There we go. That's the one. Please see attached. There we go. Sorry, but your account is... What the fuck? Oh, Gmail is down. Okay, well, that's lovely. Hold on while I download the fucking ass PDF. In response to your 2nd of February 2024 complaint to the Department of Education regarding special education for autistic students at North Sydney Boys High School, your email has been forwarded to me as principal of North Sydney Boys High School for information and consideration. I will respond to you once I have gathered further information. I understand that the school has been in consultation with multiple levels of support from the department and external service to look at how to best support your needs. So somehow, the principal has managed to not only release all liability from himself and then turn around and point the finger and say that it's my problem, not the school's problem. I requested an external auditor to come in and audit the Department of to audit the support unit. What has happened here is that the Department of Education was like, nope, we're not taking responsibility for that, and has forwarded it to the principal. And the principal is like, nope, I'm not taking responsibility for that, and has pointed the finger at me. These are some good people, you know. These are some good government. I love the Department of Education. I love this school. Fuck my life. I'm reading this letter, it still makes me just as pissed. You know, about your issues, your needs. What are my needs? What do I need? Because you haven't told me what I need. What do you think I need? That's very ambiguous, you know. What do I need? What's wrong with me? Why did I make that complaint? You know, did I make that complaint because something's wrong with me or because something's wrong with the school? I can't tell what he's implying here. I will respond to you once I've gathered further information. He never responded. Oh, that's my Twitch dashboard. Okay. Yeah, he never responded. I will respond to you once I have gathered further information. And since he never responded, I can tell that an investigation never took place and that the biggest, the major problem of this entire thing, Mrs. Penelope Carr, did not get investigated. Now, let's talk about Miss Carr. She is not fit to be a teacher and definitely not fit to be the head teacher of a support unit. Let's talk about her. For starters, she uses the word arrogant too much, but that's just a personal thing I have against her. And then whenever students try to give her criticism, her default response is, you can't say this to women nowadays because criticism equals sexual harassment. You know, I don't know how that one panned out. Personally, I don't feel like I'm sexually harassing anyone when I, criticize them. Pardon me, it is very early morning. But, that's one of the biggest issues. The other issue is that she basically doesn't care about the safety of any of the students. She pretends to care about it. She does all these risk assessments. But, student walks into school wearing their own jacket with a cold, take off that jacket. Miss Carr, I'm going to endanger a lot of the students, and they might all be infected as well if I take off this jacket and get a cold, and I do not want to give other people a cold. Take off that jacket. Now, in hindsight, all the other students were wearing school jackets, and it's a school policy, but also I can't afford a school jacket. It's $125 Australian, which is about, I don't know, $75, $80 American. If you're watching from America, $125 for a jacket is atrocious. That is a ridiculous markup. I don't know how they got that price in any way possible. I mean, like, I'm not exactly sure if it was $125. That's my best memory, but I remember it was definitely over $100. The school uniform itself costs a lot, but customized clothing and everything. But a jacket, that it can't be that much. You are making a monopoly on this if you are charging that much for a school jacket. And so I don't have that money, so I tried to wear my own jacket, and they were like, no, you have to give us money to remain healthy within our facilities. That is literally what they were implying. If you want to remain healthy while you're at school, you must wear our apparel, our school costume, because uniform does not describe it well. It is a costume. It is a cosplay, as far as I can tell. If you want to not get a cold, you must wear the school cosplay. You must cosplay as the rest of the students are. And if you do not, well, you can get sick, and we don't care. We also don't care if the other students get sick because of you. Now, I'm not sure if this is reflected across the entire Department of Education or if it's just Miss Carr. I'm pretty sure it's just Miss Carr. Yeah, so to you, Miss Carr, if you get to watch this, fuck you. What is wrong with you? Please quit your job. Another thing that I'd like to address is how Miss Carr managed to alienate, the majority of her staff. Because there were two particular staff members that I have in mind, Mr. Benjamin Johnston and Miss Sammy White. Mr. Johnston is arguably one of the best teachers I've had. He's a very hands-on, so he did science and he did PE for a while. He's a very hands-on science teacher. I've only seen him lose his shit once, and that's because there were students making extremely phallic jokes over and over in his presence. We don't talk about what jokes those were, because those were like very childish. Personally, Mr. Johnston, Miss White, good job for getting yourself out of that situation. I know your contract's probably ended or something, but I wish you luck in any of your future endeavors if you even do get to see this video. And hopefully the Department of Education, in all its greatness, I hope they forward this to you. You were not the only ones who suffered. And I know I'm probably going to be the only one speaking about this, because the majority of the students are too scared, and the staff members probably all signed NDAs, so I don't know, maybe someone else will speak out about this, and then I won't seem as crazy or schizophrenic. To Miss Harrison, you're partially retired now, I hear. You only work some days of the week. I'm sorry you had to end your career in such a distasteful manner with such a distasteful employer. I hope you have a good retirement. I hope you live out the rest of your life very well. You deserved a better job. You had, I think I remember someone saying that you had like a master's degree in IT and programming, and you could have made a lot more money. But if teaching made you happy, I hope that your experience at the Department of with the Department of Education has not been too unsatisfying. To the future students, I want you to know that your parents do not hate you. They didn't have a choice either. I wasn't sure about this before, but now I'm certain there was not a single one of the parents, and there will not be a single parent that chooses to apply their child for the support unit. Well, they can choose to apply, but the majority of the students that end up in there are forcefully put there by the Department of Education. I know there's several of these programs throughout the state, and to all of you guys, I want you to know that it's most likely that your parents didn't have a choice either. To the current students of the support unit, Josh, Jackson, Marco, Evan, Caden, you five in particular. Who else is there? Yeah, it's just those guys. And Jude. I'm sorry I couldn't stick around longer. I'm sorry that I never got a chance to fully explain to you guys what my problem with the Department of Education was before I left. Specifically to Caden, Josh. Specifically to Josh. I owe Josh a lot for maintaining my sanity throughout all of this with his jokes and humor. Josh always knew when to tell me to shut up, and I always shut up when he told me to. So, thank you, Josh. To Kaden, I hope your YouTube career becomes successful, as an animator. Everyone go check out the Kaden Animates channel. He has like 1,000 something subscribers. He makes some very, very good animations. He's an excellent artist. And yeah, Kaden, I wish you all the best of luck with that. Also, Josh, I wish you luck with your political career that you wanted. Although I'm pretty sure you'll find out very soon in the future that you don't want to have a political career, at least not in New South Wales. To the deputy principals, I forget your names. They're too long to remember. The only one I remember is Mr. Dopirala. I'm sorry if this is insulting, but you guys are okay. Just a little bit too strict at times, but you guys are okay. You take it too seriously, like the students, like they're in an army. Yeah. I always find that the deputy principals are always more harsh and more strict than the principals. That being said, Mr. Brian Ferguson, you are the second highest on my list of disappointments, with Miss Carr being at the top. You got that complaint and you failed to act on it. You failed to do anything. You did not do an investigation as far as I know, and as far as I need to know, you didn't do an investigation. you somehow managed to turn the whole liability into my problem, which has forced me into this sort of a situation where I'm actually having to make videos to force you into taking liability. Even then, I would like you to know that I will not even I cannot sue you. I cannot get you or Miss Carr or any staff member directly fired without having to go through the entire chain of command of the New South Wales Department of Education. I think you deserve to be fired. I know you only recently inherited that role, but yeah. As for other staff members of the school, who was there? Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller, I hope your career is successful. Mr. Rob Miller is the job opportunities person. He's the person that makes sure that things go smoothly in the school. I hope he will, help lots of students find where they need to be. I hope he understands that the students that he's taking care of are probably very troubled themselves. Yeah. As for Mr. DeLima, William DeLima, the best I can say is I'm sorry. I know you tried to help me, and you deserve a much, much better workplace than to have to work alongside someone like Miss Carr. Thank you for trying, but, at the end of the day, since you're working for them, you're still a messenger of them. I would very much like to believe you if I didn't know. I would have very much believed everything you said, about helping me and being on my side, if it weren't for the fact that I knew your words were entirely biased in Miss Carr's favor. I'm sorry that I had to push it all the way to the end, for me to push it all the way until I got expelled, but that was the optimal outcome, because as long as I got expelled, I can prove that the support unit is useless. I wish you luck in your career. I hope many students come to find guidance under your light. I hope many people come to seek your help, and in time, when you seek their help, they will provide. And I hope you live a long, happy, healthy life. To Jackson, and Marco, I know I promised you I'd help you to, get out of there, but unfortunately that's out of the scope of what I can do. Once again, I'd have to basically go through the entire chain of command, and unfortunately I do not have the funds to hire an attorney for that, and even then, I'm pretty sure the state government would put as many roadblocks in our path as possible, to the point of even intentionally biasing a court hearing in order to prevent people like Miss Carr from being apprehended, in order to maintain the integrity that they have now, the corrupted integrity. You have a very solid structure, but a very corrupted one as well. I know one day they're gonna get in trouble for it, but they won't get in trouble for it because of me. I've lost countless hours of sleep over this issue. I could not give a worse opinion about North Sydney Boys High School. There's not a single person in the world that could possibly give a worse opinion and have a worse experience at North Sydney Boys High School than I could have. And I hope that I did have the worst experience, because that is something I can endure, but not many people can. I hope that now that I'm gone, Miss Carr, you'll start treating the other students with the respect that they deserve. That you'll, start being the role model that you were hired to be. You're paid to take care of these students. They are specifically in the support unit because they need help. I don't know why I'm saying that. I don't expect anything from you at all. There's a reason why Max didn't like you. There's a reason why Hayden didn't like you. There's a reason why Marco doesn't like you. There are people in the support unit that are speaking up against you. But since you're the adult and you have the authority, you can just write them off as, a little bit crazy, didn't take the drugs today, didn't get enough sleep. I'd like to say that autistic kids are not playthings. They are not experiments. You should not start or apply for support your role in the support unit if you don't have the necessary qualifications. Just because you have a certificate saying that you can deal with these kids and then having no life experience whatsoever doesn't mean you can do that. I know you used to claim that you worked in China with children that were severely troubled, but you know something? You should have stayed in China. Don't bring those education methods into Australia. I come from Hong Kong, and I know exactly what it's like. It's severely different. The pressure there is severely intense. And it's not something easy to grow out of, especially if you're an adult and you're used to it. To the Department of Education, just fire her already. I've dedicated 2.5 years of my life to proving my point, and even if I do, nothing happens. And I'd like to end off this by saying, thanks for watching to the end, I guess. What do YouTubers say? I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just some random kid on the internet you don't know. You didn't even watch this video to the end. Thank you for caring, I guess. Thank you for caring enough to watch all the way. Hit that like and subscribe button. Although you won't be liking anything good. It's not good content that you're liking. And you're subscribing to, possibly a video anywhere in between a day and 3 months. I don't know when my next video is gonna be. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.